sharing ways that you can market your business easily that actually work today. So we're recording this in 2021, and these are strategies that work for you today. Let's say you're watching this and it happens to be 2022. I'm sure some of these strategies will still work for you there as well. If you're watching this live, let me know in the chat below. If you're watching this in the replay, let me know in the chat below. And if you would like access to an upcoming masterclass, just drop the word masterclass into the chat and I'll get you a little message over through our little messenger. We'll send you a little messenger message. Okay. I'm also going to let you know that the first time I did this video, I had absolutely no sound. So we're also going to take just a moment to make sure that it's working. Oh, and it looks like it's working. Nope, maybe not. Nope, I don't know. Let me know. It looks like it's working. I can see the captions are coming through at least. So Facebook's getting the sound. All right. So let me know that you're here. We have a couple of other things that we're going to be doing. I always love to start these videos with what we call a gratitude race. And so I'm going to pop this little countdown on the screen. You have 1 minute now, 1 minute to share below what you're grateful for. You can share loads of things. I'm going to say that I'm super grateful for you because I know we had some tech issues. Who knows what's happening? It gave us a chance to refresh, restart, brand new. It's perfect. Okay. So good to see your face too, Mimi. Oh my gosh. I'm glad that you're okay. Message me. Tell me what's been going on with you. Okay. All right. We got some magic happening. And thanks to the magic of BeLive, I have a full agenda set for you today. So I've got all sorts of tips and tricks we're going to be bringing you. And what we're going to be doing is this is really going to be a full marketing guide for you to be able to follow strategically in order. So what I see a lot of people doing is I see them jump way ahead into hardcore paid ads or, some sort of sponsorship, things like that before they're actually ready for it. So we're going to get to things that you'll actually pay for in a moment, but we're going to start off with some things that work organically that every single one of you can do right now. And I'm going to pretty much guarantee that there are things on this list that you may have heard before, but you are not doing. So we're going to make it happen. And I want to give a shout out to Chili Campbell. Chili, I am grateful for you too. We have this automated comment assistant helping us right now with BeLive. It actually brings the comments up into the screen when it recognizes that there's a positive comment. I don't even have to look at the comments. BeLive just does it for me. It's so cool. All right. And Mark says, amazing glasses. Thanks so much. Oh, so fun. Okay. All right. So if this is something that your community would benefit from, your friends would benefit from, please make sure that you sprinkle this amongst them. It helps me to know that you're actually getting benefit and, goodness out of this if you sprinkle this amongst the community. Super, super grateful for you when you do that. I am going to send out a little notification that we're live. This is actually happening right now. And because we had this little weird glitch happening with our sound earlier, thanks to the Book of Faces, which is always so smooth, right? I want to let you know about one thing that I do when I am doing my live videos that is going to be super helpful for you. So I'm going to screen share. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a secret tool that I use every single time that I go live. And it helps me when I am trying to get people to actually find my stuff. So this is going to be a little nugget ahead of time. So I use a tool called Rebrandly. And with Rebrandly, you'll see here that I can actually create, and I have created a bunch of accidental links earlier. I can create links ahead of time that lead to my live shows. So I created this Facebook coach link. And then what I did is I put the pre-scheduled post for this video right in here. Now, the video is live, so there's a new link for this. Also, the video sound wasn't working, so we had to restart the video, and it's gonna be okay. I sent out these emails, I did all these things sharing this link ahead of time. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over to Facebook right now, and I'm gonna make sure the sound is off. You may hear some weird sound for a sec. I'm gonna grab, so we had to restart the video. Okay, I'm gonna grab this link for the actual video, and I'm gonna update this forwarding link. And so now that link that I had already shared to let people know where this video was happening, it's not like I've lost that time. It's not like I've lost the efforts that I put in ahead of time. So now more people can actually still find this link and they can come here and join us as well. So huge tip for you when it comes to trying to get more people to your business. So if you're a coach or a consultant and you're looking to market your business, this is a really great way for you to make sure that people actually find the content that you're creating. So little bonus nugget there before we actually get into the content that I planned for today. Use a forwarding link for your videos so that people can actually get right to that video. Don't trust the algorithm to take care of it for you. I've heard a lot of people recently saying that when it comes to groups, they're going live in a group and then they can't even find the video. It's like hidden somewhere. So if you do a pre-scheduled video using BeLive, what happens is you get that little post ahead of time. You can put that in the forwarding link. And then once you're actually live, you just update that forwarding link and it'll send people to the video where you're actually live. That's a good one, right? Exactly. Mark, this is what I was thinking. Mark says the reason why the last video's sound went out was so that I could show you this trick. There are always possibilities hidden in those problems. Always, every time. I love it. All right. So good. And let's do a nugget giveaway. We are going to do a little nugget giveaway. So I'm going to pop a little sticky note up here. Who knows what it says? Don't do that because that's not the right word. Whoa, can I edit it? What's happening? Let's do that. That one can go away. All right. So we're going to say, okay. So comment with the hashtag nugget. Let's do this. Comment with your nuggets to be entered to win. So if you give us the hashtag nugget below in the chat, and then you share with us what it was that you learned, some sort of aha, maybe something that you've been reminded of, and you give us that hashtag nugget in the chat below, I'm going to pick somebody to win a selfie light at the end of this training. So good. Okay. All right, we got through all this magic stuff that we have happening behind the scenes. I just want to give another shout out to my absolute favorite live streaming tool, which is BeLive. And something else that's really cool that you can do with BeLive, watch this. I'm going to bring this up into the screen. So I'm going to pop this up on the screen. This is the live sales feature, and it's something that works so well for sending free gifts, for sending all kinds of stuff. If you've got something that you're promoting in your show, watch what you can do. So I can bring this up into the screen. Ready for it? Here it comes. I can bring this up into the screen, and I don't know any other live video tool that does this. As soon as I bring this up into the screen, it actually shares the link for the access to BeLive right there in the chat, which is pretty dang cool. So right there, you can get a free trial of BeLive. You can also get 30% off if you use the code Molly when you go to that link that I put there in the chat, which is so fun, right? Another thing that I want to share with you, and I'm actually going to type this one into the chat. We have a new partner program that we are seriously diving into at BeLive. And if you go to, here, let me put this one up on the screen. I'm going to show you all the ways to do cool things. If you go to molly.live/partner or BeLive partner, I'll show you like this, update this guy. If you go to molly.live/BeLive partner, you can become a partner for BeLive as well. You do have to apply. We're not letting everybody in, but since you're here, I'm going to say we're going to let you in. And you can become a partner at BeLive. You can earn a commission on the people that come to BeLive because you sent them. And we also have a really cool 2-tiered partner program. So if there's other people that you know would be awesome partners with BeLive as well, then you can share a link with them and you can earn a commission on their referrals as well, which is so cool. So you can do all of that with that little link, BeLive partner, molly.live/BeLive partner. So much goodness we got going on here. Okay, now when it comes to marketing your business as a coach or consultant, I have so many tips for you today. And so today, take some notes. You're going to want to write some of this stuff down. And if you would like even more support in really putting all of this into action, know that I'm here for you. You can just drop the word call, and we would love to set up a call to see if there's a way that we could support you. Just drop the word call here, and someone from my amazing team will reach out and make sure we can help you to identify your best next step. Oh, so much goodness. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yes. I love it. Tara Kelly says, yes, Be Live rocks. Okay. Now, again, I want to know what it is that you're offering as a coach and consultant. So share it below. If you want to share a link to your business page, your Facebook page, we'd love to see that too. I'd love to celebrate you. If you can, give us all the likes and the hearts. That lets the Book of Faces know that you're enjoying this. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying this. So I would be so grateful if we could get all those little bits of love coming in on this video too. Okay, the very first thing that you want to do when it comes to marketing your coaching and consulting business, and this is not the sexy one, okay? This is not the sexy tip. It is, you got to get your foundations in place. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you have to, first of all, know who you are. Like, who are you and what are you really an expert at? Man, I was so close to that camera. Okay, who are you and what are you an expert at? If you don't know how to answer that question, guess what? It's going to be hard for people to actually want to buy from you. Then the next thing is, who is your ideal client and what are they looking to do? And so I'm going to help you dive into this ideal client one in just a moment, but really you have to know who that ideal client is. And we had an awesome call yesterday in my Glam coaching program. Maybe somebody who's here with us today was sharing that as she's launching a new coaching business. In addition to physical products that she sells, digital products that she sells, she's launching a coaching business. And she was saying that at first it was hard for her to really identify that ideal client, but by putting stuff out there, she learned more about it. So if you're feeling stuck on exactly who this ideal client is, know that it's something that's ever evolving. And I will say just yesterday on my team, and we've at this point, we've generated multiple millions of dollars in collected revenue through our coaching business, coaching offers and our programs. And we redid our ideal client just yesterday. So this is something it's a living thing. It's a living experience. It's not like you set it and forget it. Okay. So identifying who that is, that ideal client. Okay, the other things that you want to have in your foundations, you want to know what it is that you're offering. If you're planning on marketing your coaching business, you have to know what the eventual goal is. So really getting clear on what are the transformations that you provide? What are the benefits that you provide? How is it delivered? Getting super clear on those offers. So good. We have an exercise that we do in Glam that's called your money map messaging. And so we map out what is it that you're offering, what all those little details so that you're solid on it. Because sometimes I hear people say like, oh, if somebody wanted to buy something, I don't even know what I would sell them, right? They're like looking to make sales or connect with leads, but they're not solid on what it is that they're providing. And if you're in that place, as long as you know the transformation that you can provide and you listen, you have ears, you can listen, you can process, and then you can put together an offer, right? You got to start somewhere. So if you're at the point where you haven't quite figured that out yet, this is going to be helpful for you. But really what the tips that I'm giving you today are really going to help you if you already have those foundations in place. So take some time, get those foundations in place, and then let's go make some sales, right? Okay, so the one piece of the foundation that I am going to jump into a little deeper today, because I do believe that it is so important, it is your ideal client. And so when it comes to your ideal client, here is the best way to get started. And like I said, literally just yesterday, I did this exercise with my team so that we could kind of reconnect to who that ideal client is so that we're clear in our messaging. You're clear in your marketing. If you're not clear, nobody else is going to understand either. So what we did is we went through this little checklist. Now, if you Google like ideal client checklist, there's going to be all sorts of questions, things like that. There's like empathy maps, all these things. And I'm going to say, honestly, for me, it gets a little overwhelming because it's like, there's so many things that we could write about this person. And people will say, write a journey of their day, write out their whole life, like all this stuff. And it can be a daunting task. So doing this with another teammate or doing this with a friend or maybe a coach can be so helpful. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to pick a real human being that you would love to work with. Maybe it's somebody that's already a client of yours. Maybe it's somebody that you're looking to bring in as like a client that you aspire to serve, but pick one actual human that you would like to serve. Okay, so you're going to pick one human you would like to serve. Then you're going to go through these 4 questions. It's just 4 little categories that you're going to fill out. And I know Cindy's saying, yes, it's too much, totally. So what you're going to do is just these 4 steps, and you're going to start filling it out, and you're going to use, I like to use a Google Doc so that it's a living, breathing document. So the first thing is personal attributes. What are their personal attributes? And just go through. So like we did this yesterday, like I said, and we actually picked 3 specific people. We went through all 3 people on these 4 questions. So personal attributes, it's like we wrote down, like the first person that we talked about was a woman who is in her late 30s. And I don't exactly know exactly how old she is, but I think she's in her late 30s. She's married. She has young kids at home. I'm just writing personal things down. In addition to that, I'm writing things about her energy. Like she's committed to positivity. She's committed to, a driving work ethic, right? She's not, she's committed to moving with the changes. And those are things that really, if those types of people are the people that I know I'm able to serve best, right? And the people that I know that I want to work with. Now, not all of our clients are women. Not all of our clients have children. I'm literally just starting with that one person and just writing things down without judgment. Okay. Then you're going to go through the rest of these questions, and then you're going to do it for you're going to do at least 3 different people. And what you'll notice by the end is there's commonalities starting to pop up. And what's really cool is once you force yourself to actually do this exercise, what's happened for me in redoing it again is that like late last night, I was like, oh man, you know what? There's another commonality that we didn't write down on that list that I realized is super helpful with all these people. And you'll notice the people that you can get the best results for, they'll start to have things in common. So, okay, then after you write their personal attributes, you're going to write their professional attributes. And so these are going to be things about their actual professional life. So are they an entrepreneur? Are they working, are they a school teacher? And no matter what you're selling, whether you're a coach or consultant or you're selling leggings, I don't care. These things are important. We're going to get into some very coach specific things in just a moment. But at this point, this is important for every type of business owner. So here, what are their professional attributes? And what you're going to find in here is that this will also start to tell you, like if they're an entrepreneur, they're probably going to have a slightly different calendar schedule. If they're working as a school teacher, maybe they're going to have the summers off, right? If they're working at a 9 to 5, it's going to be a very different language that you're going to be using in your marketing messaging. So this stuff is so important, and it has such a huge effect on the rest of everything that you're doing. Yeah, totally. Mark says, I've heard things like, what shoes do they wear? And honestly, that can actually be a benefit in the personal attribute, right? Even if we get to this next one, which is their aspirations, like what do they want? And we have one member of our Glam program who often talks about how she wants to work in a hot tub, because I used to do all of my Q&As only from the hot tub. I still do it, not as much as I used to, but it's funny. And like Tara, I know you may have heard her say this on the call yesterday. She's like, we were doing this gift giving improv exercise on our call to help you to be more confident on the fly on your videos. And she said, thank you so much for this standing desk that I can use while in the hot tub, or something like that, laptop stand that I can use while in the hot tub. So I can add in, those types of aspirations. It could be the kind of shoes that they want. And that's going to give me a little extra little personality in my marketing. The shoe thing is actually really funny because I have an ad that has done very well for us. That's me holding a pair of pink sparkly heels, and it says, hey, it's your future business calling. And if I had used a pair of, I'm not wearing shoes right now, but if I had used a pair of like slippers, that'd be a totally different type of aspiration, or type of thing that our ideal clients look to want in their life and such. So the details in this are so important. So aspirations, are they looking to build a business? Are they looking to have a better family life? Are they looking to feel more confident? What are the things that they're looking to achieve? Write their aspirations down. And then the fourth thing is pain points. What pain points do they have? What pain points are they experiencing before they start to work with you? And this is where, for us, it's been really awesome to have this money map messaging exercise that we do in our Glam program, because their pain points are probably going to be different at different levels of working with you. So the pain points that people have when they're coming into Camera Confidence may be different than the pain points that people have when they're going to our Glam program. We have 2 coaching programs, Camera Confidence and Glam. There's different pain points and different aspirations, and I'm going to use different language in my marketing of those 2 programs. Right? So you got to get this stuff in here. So for us yesterday, we were doing this exercise just for our Glam members, but eventually we'll go back and we'll redo our exercise that we had done in the past for our Camera Confidence members as well, so that we're very, very specific in our marketing messaging. Are we getting this? Is this making sense? We're good? I hope. Okay. Now this next one, it's funny because I was preparing for this video, as I do prepare for these videos for you. And so I'm always listening for extra little nuggets to see kind of what I can bring to the table with you. And yesterday I was on a call with one of my coaches, and man, he reminded me of this next tip. And I was like, this is so dumb. Because this is something that I'm always suggesting for our clients. It's something that I did very hardcore, did this in the beginning, but now that I have this awesome team, there's a couple of things that I've let slide because I'm not owning that piece anymore. And so this one for me was a really good reminder. It's also something, just to be honest, that I've had on a task list that we have for me to do, but I've kind of been putting it off. And yesterday I was like, you know what? It's so true. This is so important. This next one is so good. And it ties in really well with that ideal client idea, which is make a list of the people that you actually want to serve. So we haven't really gotten to the marketing piece of this yet, putting it out there. But if you don't know who you'd like to serve, oh my gosh, how is the universe supposed to know? How is there supposed to be any clarity in this? And I know, like Russell Brunson, all these different people talk about this list of the top 100 people, the people that you would love to serve, and actually making that list. And I love that Russell Brunson talks about this so much, because clearly he has this company that has a tool that is like a hardcore marketing tool. But in his books about expert secrets, traffic secrets, all of that, it starts with your dream 100. So if you don't have a list of the people that you actually want to serve, your marketing is going to fall flat. So make a list. Like I said, we're redoing all of this at a new level for us too. So yesterday we made a new list. And this list is so powerful. I will just say that back in the day when Kelly Tenney, who's our director of education, when she and I were, hold on, let me fix this. Okay. Those books are it's going to say helpful. If you're listening to this on the podcast, know that Tara Kelly just said these books are so helpful, because those books are so helpful. I love them, those books, the Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets, all of that, because it's stuff that actually works. And you don't even need tools to do it. You don't need all the fancy ClickFunnels-y stuff. Okay, so here, back to my point. Sorry. We are talking about making a list. So when it comes to making this list, back in the day, Kelly and I made a list for ourselves, and Kelly put people on this list like Les Brown. And I was like, okay, sure, we'll serve Les Brown. Guess who is now someone that I am running a coaching program with, who has been a client of ours that we've built a bot for. We totally have Les Brown on our client roster. I'm sorry, what? And it's somebody that at first I was like, oh, he's a little too fancy, I think, for us. But no, actually, it's possible. But it's never going to be possible if you don't actually make the dang list and claim it. And so the next step after making that list is you have to actually put it out there. Write it down and at least show it to one other person. Don't keep it a secret. Put it out there, right? And then what you want to do, and what we do, we actually have we call it your power partner list as well. We have a whole list of those people that you want to connect with as a client, and also people that you want to connect with on a power partner relationship. So people who actually serve your clients as well. And you don't just make a list of their names. I love to use a Google Doc, like a spreadsheet, and then I find the actual humans. So your next tip is to find the humans, find them. And then on this list, write down their Facebook page, their Instagram, their YouTube, their email address, their website. And then from there, you've got this list of all these things. It's something that a VA could do. There's services you could hire for like $20 to put a list like this together, right? From there, what you want to do is you build value relationships first. You build value first relationships. And I know that this can seem daunting at first. And it's like, I just want to jump into the ads. I just want to jump into the thing where I have like 1,000 people. It doesn't work that way. If you have money to invest in the ads, awesome. But I am telling you, your ads will perform better if you do this stuff first. We have ads. I love our ads, but we do this stuff first. And if you want to see real traction on all of this, you've got to do this stuff first. So what does it look like to build value first relationships? It looks like reaching out and saying, hey, how can I support you? Right? I love to say, since I'm serving business owners, I love to say, hey, is there anything that you have coming up? I'd love to give you a share on social. It doesn't have to be that you're giving away free coaching calls. It doesn't have to be any of that. It really can be that you just send a message and say, hey, what's coming up for you? How can I support you? Super easy, but we build this crazy big thing around it. And I'm going to say, I'm making a little note for myself. One other thing I wanted to make sure I included in here. So when you are building these value first relationships, you don't need to actually get on calls with everyone. This is something for me that was a big pain point, because time-wise, with little kids at home, with all this stuff, I didn't have the time to get on all these calls, like to do like all these connection calls. It was very stressful for me. You don't need to do that. There are ways that you can systematize your relationship building. And honestly, I'm going to say that's one of the things that I personally feel that I am most equipped for helping you with, is putting together these systems so that you really can build relationships at scale. And what it's about, because as a coach, you are serving human beings. As a coach or a consultant, you are serving human beings, and they want to know what it's like to actually have a relationship with you. And so what it's really about is it's about two things. It's about those very specific value first relationships that we talked about, right? So I'm going to call that consistent connections. And then it's about consistent content. And it can be as simple as setting aside 15 minutes a day to go in to LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, and just comment on some things like that $1.80 strategy. If you don't know what that is, Google it. There's a lot of things that you can do where you can literally give some social love to somebody. It wakes up the algorithm. Then if you have consistent content that you're putting out, they're more likely to see that. Now, I know this can feel a little overwhelming when you're first getting started. I mean, heck, it can feel a little overwhelming at any time, because it does mean that you need to actually show up, right? So if you're looking for more support and how to get these systems in place, how to really strategically, like step by step, how to lay this out, I would love to help you with that. And I snuck this little, we call it organic retargeting, this piece of the puzzle. And I snuck this little video out of one of our private trainings that we did. So if you want that, I'm happy to share it with you. I'm only making it available for a limited amount of time. But if you drop the word organic below this video, I'll have someone on my team reach out and get that to you, because it's really something that I think a lot of people are missing when it comes to their marketing, is they're trying to do all of these things and they don't have an actual system in place for it. And then you end up so tired, and you end up like honestly wasting so much time. And then you feel that your marketing is this huge frustrating thing because you're spending so much time on connection calls or whatever it is that you're spending the time on, right? It's crazy. Okay, I see you. I see the organic there, and I will get back to you, I promise. Okay, and I love these nuggets. Nugget from Tara, the human connection or human conversations are so powerful because you get that information, right? And Cindy, thank you so much. Cindy says, you're so inspiring. Thank you. Okay, so good. Okay, so then from there, we have, we've got the consistent connections, the value first relationships. We've got the consistent content, which is awesome. And then And that can look like, doing a weekly live video. Sorry. So just to confirm that, it can look like doing a weekly live video and then just repurposing that content. And if you want more information about that, we are doing an upcoming live video masterclass. If you're watching us here on the Book of Faces, you can just drop the word masterclass below, or you can go to livevideomasterclass.com, and that is coming up. And I'm going to walk through a lot of the strategies of how you can consistently put your video content out there and drive more traffic back to it. Okay, then from there, are you ready? We're going to move into this next one, which is where we start to get into like the juicy, like accelerated piece of this, which is you scale those relationships with partnerships. So again, this is back to relationships, right? Partnerships are relationships, the individuals are relationships, all of this. And I'm going to give you just a couple of ways that you can do this. The first is to reach out and get booked on interviews, to have people on your show as an interview, to do like speaking engagements in other people's groups. So a lot of people miss out on this fact. If you have a friend or a power partner who is serving clients that are similar to yours, offer, because you have a value first relationship, offer to do a free training for their group, right? Put yourself in front of them. And as a coach and a consultant, it is necessary that you share your expertise. So part of those foundations that we talked about in the beginning, another thing that you want to make sure you have in place is that you have frameworks and systems and processes that are named, that are proven to work, right? And if you can teach some of those concepts or proven systems, people will start to see that you really are the expert that you are, and they'll start to see the results that you're bringing for your clients. If you can share case studies and stuff like that when you're teaching in other groups, when you're speaking in other groups, or speaking, on podcasts, on Clubhouse, all these different things. If you nail down those frameworks, those methodologies that you're teaching, and you have a handful of them in your back pocket, you can show your expertise, show that you really are the authority in your field, and it sets you up in a way where people start to know, like, and trust you, which they talk about, right? Now, you want to be careful with this, that you're not cannibalizing your actual coaching programs or your consulting services. So when you're sharing this, you want to be sharing things that it's very much focused on letting them know that they have a problem. It's like diagnostic, right? It's saying, I'm going to teach you, this is like the framework that you want to have in place, and here's the holes that most people have. It's impossible for you to go in and give the full solution in a video training, because really, in order to really help someone, that you need to actually have a conversation with them and get there. And, there's things that you need from them in order to move them to the next step. So keep that in mind, that you want to make sure you're always creating a gap with your content. So we actually put this in our little money map exercise that we do. There's value that you're providing, and then a new problem is created. So what's that new problem? Right? And that new problem is the gap between your free content and your paid content. Or it's the gap between, like for us, Camera Confidence is all about getting visibility. It's about showing up on camera. It's about the systems to attract those leads. And we have a couple of trainings about how to sell on live video. But really, if you want full revenue acceleration, if you want systems to actually build your team out and, all of that, that's going to come in our GLAM program. So there's a little bit of a gap between Camera Confidence and GLAM. And not everybody's going to need the full support in GLAM. A lot of people will benefit from the extra visibility and the systems that they get around that visibility in Camera Confidence. But there are a lot of people who realize, I want even more support. And so they'll recognize that gap and they'll move to the next program. Okay, so just be careful when you are creating content that you're mindful of that. So back to this scaling relationships with partnerships. One of the ways is, through those partners, by doing content for their communities, by doing an email list share, so many different things that you can do there. And then retargeting ads. So when you're to the point where you're ready to put some money behind this, that's where the retargeting ads come into place. Now, there's been some changes with this when it comes to iOS, because iPhones are now, Apple products are now saying that you have to have permission in order to be retargeted, right? So you've got to have, and what a retargeting ad is, just in case you don't know, a retargeting ad is like, speaking of shoes earlier, if you go to the Fluvog website, which is shoes, and there's a shoe that you look at, you'll notice everywhere you go, as long as you've given the permissions now, that ad will follow you. Now, I personally prefer ads that have my information because I'd rather have ads that are relevant than like random ads, right? So it's like a follow-up, an ad that is a follow-up campaign. The cool thing is when you are doing live videos on Facebook or on YouTube or on wherever it is, you can actually retarget those viewers. So you here watching this video right now, I can set up an ad that is saying, hey, if somebody watched, 50% of this video, 25% of this video, I'm going to have a good guess that maybe they're interested in more about marketing for coaches and consultants. So I'm going to send a retargeting ad to them. And the thing that's so cool about this is that it's very affordable, like super crazy affordable. And if you're in Camera Confidence, I actually did a brand new video series, 2 videos on retargeting ads just this weekend. So make sure that you go in there because there's 2 training videos for you on that. And if you're not in Camera Confidence, hello, why not? Go to cameraconfidence.today. You can join us. Okay. And then the next one is ads to a specific audience. So what's really cool about this little process that we went through together today is at the beginning of this video, I shared your ideal client. You're going to get clear on that ideal client. And when you're clear on that ideal client, you've got their personal attributes, their professional attributes, their aspirations, their pain points. You've got all those things happening. What's really cool is it makes it much easier to do ads to a specific audience because you've done that research, the market research. I mean, hello, that's like the whole point of this, right? So really, really cool. Ads to that specific audience can accelerate that. But again, if you're not putting out consistent content, it's going to be a lot harder to know what should go into those ads. So start with the organic first. Gosh, it's so good. Okay. And then at this point, guess what you get to do? Now you've got all this stuff out there. You want to make sure that you have some sort of actual follow-up system in place. So I'm going to give you like a real good secret here, right here. Are you ready for it? I have to screen share this. Because a lot of people will think, let me find this. Okay. A lot of people will think, I'm actually not going to screen share. I'm just going to use the magic of BeLive to bring this up into the screen. So here we go. Going to be very good. And if you're listening to this in the podcast, that is the Glam Go Live and Monetize podcast, you can, I'll explain what I'm showing you. Don't worry. I got you. I got you, audio friends. Okay. So this is the Glam client journey. And what I noticed from a lot of people is like, oh, I need more leads. I need more leads. I need more leads. I need help with my marketing. What they don't realize is they actually need help with their sales. So check this out. This is the way that the full client journey works. There is this awareness entry point, right? And that's a lot of what we talked about today. Then you want to make sure that you have some sort of lead capture tool. So it's not enough just for someone to watch your videos because hello, like we don't own these social platforms. So you want to make sure you're pulling people off of the social platforms in the form of a video, in the form of a phone number, in the form of coming to an in-person event. Maybe you get their mailing address, pull them off of the platforms. Then in order to do that, you need some sort of lead capture form, right? So you've got to actually, and that could be as simple as like, look, this little bag could be my lead capture form. It's real cute. And it's an opening. And I could put, oh, look at that. There is a business card in this bag. I could put business cards right inside that bag. That could be my lead capture form and my lead capture tool all in one, right? It doesn't have to be techie. We use ConvertKit and it's awesome. So, and if you want a list of all the tools that we use for all of this, just drop the word tools below and I'll reach out to you. We're putting together a brand new list of all our tools. It's going to be so good. Okay. Then there needs to be some sort of thank you experience where now they've opted in. Now you need some sort of thing that's like, hey, a thank you experience, right? And from there, an email nurture sequence. And you want to have a specific reason, a specific message that's being sent for them, a specific reason for them to stay connected to you. And remember, like everything that we talk about here, this isn't an all-in-one buffet. This is a parfait. So we're adding things on layer by layer. So think of this as the parfait. You don't have to have all this at once. If you want help with putting it together, I got you, right? Just drop the word call and we'll reach out to you. Okay. Then we have Messenger and SMS follow-up. And that can come as a human individually, or it can be automated like with a tool like ManyChat. Okay, from there, you have to have some sort of way to take money. A lot of people will work on marketing and building these relationships and then have no way to take a payment. And when you have that payment link already sussed out, it's so good because you're claiming to the world, this is what I'm able to sell. Right? And then from here, one of the biggest mistakes that I notice in marketing for most people is that after someone purchases something, they just move on. They don't recognize that the best opportunity for new sales is through a thank you experience, through a welcome experience, through referrals, and then back to that awareness point at the top of this circle. It's really, really good. And especially if you're working as a coach or a consultant, oh my gosh, it's so important. And I'm just going to say also, when you have all of this coming into place, when you're creating your consistent content, the absolute best thing that you can do, hands down, is live video. It's more efficient because you don't have to worry about, recording and editing this video behind the scenes. It's more effective because you're having this one-on-one conversation with people, and the way that these platforms work, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, Twitter, I always leave Twitter out. Sorry, Twitter. The way that these platforms work is the way live videos are delivered, they have a different kind of experience, right? You can see it, like give a little fireworks show. You can see the comments and stuff flying. You can see I'm going to go to the video. You can see the hearts flying across the screen. And if you're listening to this in a podcast, that's awesome because you can listen on the go, but you're not able to be a part of the conversation. Right? Now, Clubhouse is really good for actually being a part of that conversation. And it's not good for efficiency. Like the time that it takes on Clubhouse is so tricky. You're not able to repurpose as powerfully. With these live videos, we're able to repurpose them into 100 pieces of content really right away. By the end of today, Kendra, our amazing social media manager, she can go through and chop this up into so many different pieces. And there are tools that you can use that literally chop it up for you. So it doesn't take a lot of time. Okay, look, I like the visual of a parfait too, Janice. Thank you. I'm now giving all the you see how the little hearts and loves fly across the screen? That doesn't happen in a regular video. It's an experience here. Yeah, so good. Tara, I actually was going to mention you in your welcome sequence because I know you're working on it. So I have a question for you about it later, which I'm going to message you about. Okay. So good. I love this so much. So I hope this resonates and that you see that this really can be a step-by-step process towards increasing your marketing. The thing that I see most people do is they skip those foundational pieces and they jump ahead. And that's why in Camera Confidence, a lot of people will join and they'll start the program and they're like, wait a minute, why am I identifying my ideal client? And I'm like, hello, if you want your videos to work, you actually have to have those foundations in place first. It just works that way, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little recap of this on ways that you can more effectively and efficiently market your coaching or consulting business. During this recap, here's what I want you to do. I want you to give me all of the nuggets. So any nugget that came up for you today, something that you're going to put into action right away, you can actually give me the hashtag action and then share what it is that you're going to put into action. And I'm going to go through all of this from the beginning real quickly. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to make it a separate video on its own. We're going to put that then in a podcast briefing. We have a Glam, Go Live, and Monetize briefing. It's a shorter version of our podcast that you can find anywhere that podcasts are delivered. We also turn it into a little mini YouTube video. We turn it into IGTV videos, LinkedIn videos. This little speedy recap is a super easy, awesome part of our process. And it helps you because it kind of recaps what's happened in case you came in late, or maybe, I was going a little too fast. So, okay, so I'm going to clap and then we're going to start it from the beginning. It's so fun. But I want to see all the nuggets coming through because when you share your nuggets, I'm going to come back and pick a winner at the end of this session. Okay, ready? That's for Vaughn, our amazing editor. Okay. if you're looking to build your coaching or consulting business, at some point you're going to have to look into marketing, because it doesn't matter how awesome your coaching or your consulting business is. If you don't have anyone to talk to, you won't actually make sales. If there's no leads, there will be no sales. So I'm going to walk you through a very streamlined process so that you can bring in more leads of the people that you really want to serve, those ideal clients. And we're going to do this little speedy recap of our full video that was delivered over on the Book of Faces and also on the Tube for you live. All right, here we go into our speedy recap. The first thing is you want to make sure that you have your business foundations in place. If you don't have your foundations in place, there's a good chance you're going to waste a lot of time and waste a lot of money. When it comes to foundations, you have to know who you are. You have to know who your ideal client is. You have to know the problems that they experience, and you have to know how you solve those problems. So as we build up this marketing strategy and you start to scale it, if you don't have these things in place, it's going to be a hot mess. So take the time to actually get that into place. When it comes to your ideal client, I'm going to give you a little quick exercise that you can do. You want to pick that person, that ideal client that you know you would love to serve. And that can be someone that you've already supported, or it can be someone that you would love to support. So you're going to pick that person, and then you're going to answer these 4 questions. So here's what they are. Number 1, what are their personal attributes? Just make a big old list of it, right? As a human, tell me their personal attributes. The next one is, what are their professional attributes? So what are they doing in business? Are they a business owner? Are they an entrepreneur? Are they working a corporate job? Are they a teacher? Maybe they're not working a job at all. Maybe they're working the most important job, which is maybe they're, fully focused on being a mom or fully focused on being a dad. Write those down. Okay, the next one is their aspirations. So what do they want? The more that you know that, the juicier your marketing can be, and get really specific about it. And then the next one, the final question you want to ask is, what are their pain points, right? Put their pain points down there and get really clear on it. Do this with a partner. Do this with a team member. It's a good exercise. Do it. I would say do this at least every year, just to make sure that the person you're marketing to is actually still the same person. Maybe even once a quarter, review this. Okay. Then from there, after you've got those foundations in place, you're going to make a list of the actual humans that you would love to serve. Game changing. Make the actual list. Take the time to do it. Then once you've made that list, claim it to the universe. Say, hey, universe, this is my list. A really great way to claim to the universe is to actually claim this to another person. So if you're working with a coach, claim it to them. You can come to me and say, hey, Molly Mahoney, I want to tell you, this is my list, right? Claim that list, put it out there. Okay, and then find the actual humans on that list. So what I love to do is use a Google Doc, and I list out their name, their Facebook page, their Instagram, their YouTube, all these different things, so that I can then connect with them on these different social platforms. It is so important for 2 reasons. 1, it tells the platforms that you're connected so that your content is more likely to show up in front of them. 2, you can actually connect as a human. Imagine that. Novel concept, right? And then speaking of that, the consistent connections come next. And so you want to build value first relationships. Value first relationships. This doesn't mean that you have to get on a crazy, long list of connection calls. It means that you actually provide value. That can be in the form of education, inspiration, motivation. It could just be that you share somebody's stuff. Think, what do they want? Can I give that to them? Right? Okay. And then a really great way to do this in a way that scales, because you want to build these relationships at a level that scales, is to reach out to power partners and offer to, have them on as a guest on your show, do a guest spot on their show, a guest on a podcast, offer to present some sort of valuable information inside a group that they have, right? And if you're a coach or a consultant and you're not showing up on video or audio platforms where you share your expertise, I was going to say you're missing out, but I'm not even going to say you're missing out. I'm going to say you are doing yourself a huge disservice, and your marketing is going to not work as well. You can blog, you can do, like SEO, we can get into all that. That can be really juicy. But if you're not actually really showing up and letting them see who you are as a human, you are missing out on a huge opportunity, because it is proven that people actually want to know who you are. They want to connect with you so they know that they can trust you before they give you their money. Okay, next, we're going to move into other ways that you can scale this. And so retargeting ads are a really great way to do that. But that's where you send an ad back to the people who have already consumed your content. And here on these platforms where you're doing videos, you can retarget the video viewers, which is so cool, right? With a lot of the changes that are happening with iOS, you can't always retarget the people on your actual sites if they're off of these platforms. But with video ads, you can. When you're building those video audiences, it's so good. Also, once you've gotten clear on that ideal client, you can do ads to that specific audience. I'm going to add in one more thing here. In addition to doing ads to the specific audience, you can actually start to use things like SEO to show up. So that's search engine optimization. So you want to make sure that when we move into this next piece where you're creating content, that you are doing some SEO research before you actually start to create this content. You want to be focused on the things that they're actually searching for, the questions that they're actually asking, right? And then the final piece of this is that you want to be putting out consistent content. And so when you're putting out consistent content, what we do is we go live once a week with B.live. We do this on Facebook and on YouTube. We've got some LinkedIn stuff coming up soon as well. With these live videos, we're sharing strategies with you and also letting you know, guess what? We're putting out this content to help kind of get you started. But if you really want a deeper level of support, we can do that. We can help you in our coaching programs. We also can help you by giving you our recommended tools. So one of our favorite tools is obviously B.live, which we're using here. And that's another thing that you can add into your marketing in order to monetize this content. So if you go to molly.live/BeLive partner, you can see a little bit more about how you can actually monetize your content as well through affiliate links, through partner relationships with the tools that you're using in addition to that. Little side nugget there. Okay, and once you have all of this content that you're doing consistently, right, you want to recognize that there's actually a journey that you're taking people on. So they come in through this awareness phase, they move through this consideration phase, and then there needs to be a sale. So we're not going to get into the sales piece today because this is really about the marketing piece, but you have to recognize there's this full journey. They're moving through to that sale. Then there's a chance for them to purchase other things from you, to stay on as a consistent client, to give you referrals. This whole circle works so well together. This client journey is so important for putting all of these pieces together. Okay, and that, my friend, is your speedy recap on ways that you can improve your marketing as a coach or a consultant. My name is Molly Mahoney. It is so awesome to be here with you. We do these videos every week in partnership with B.live. And man, it is just my absolute joy to bring you all this goodness and to let you know that if you're looking for more support, I got you. Just reach out. We have some awesome programs where we can help take your business to the next level. It's so good. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye. All right. I'm just going to say every week when I do those speedy recaps, I'm trying to go a little slower today for some reason, but every week when we do them, I'm like, recording pre-recorded videos stresses me out, but I do it for you. Okay. I am obsessed with these nuggets. So I'm going to scroll through these. Hey, Donna, good to see that you're here. Cam fam in the house. Okay. I'm scrolling through the nuggets and ready. Oh my gosh. That was like psychic. It was Donna. Your nugget came up. I didn't even try. Ooh, and I love that it's an action one. Action, repurpose, 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 repurpose. Love serving your ideal clients. So good. Yes. And we have some seriously awesome repurposing stuff for you in Camera Confidence. So get in there, do it. It's so good. All right. So good. This was so much fun. And Donna, in order to get your selfie light, just send me a message at Molly at, I'm putting them in the chat, Molly at thepreparedperformer.com, and send me your actual address and we'll send you a selfie light in the mail, like the real mail. Elena, great question. She says, is there a replay? Yes, there is a replay and it will be available as soon as I turn this video off. The replay will be there. So good. And then we'll have show notes ready as well. If you would like access to the show notes, just plop the word remind me all one word, into the chat. I can put that here. This. Ready? Here we go. Remind me. Just say that below, and you'll be able to get access to the show notes and also a reminder the next time we go live, which is so good. All right. This has been so fun. Thanks for watching out for my crazy sound issues at the beginning of this video. We did it. We navigated the changes. It's all good. Okay. So good to see you. And please, if you are looking for extra support, just know that we're here. We've got 2 really amazing programs in Camera Confidence and Glam. And if you're not using BeLive yet, dude, why not? There's so much magic that you can make happen with the magic of BeLive. Okay. You're amazing. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.